Hey folks, Tommy Freegal Prepper. I'm still enjoying the wonderful Chevy Equinox. It's awesome. It's so nice to have a car that I can kind of spread out in. It's got a decent radio and everything works in it. So I've been doing a little work on it, just here and there. I changed the serpentine belt and pulley the other day. That's been fine. And so I bought it knowing the air conditioning didn't work, but that was part of the deal of getting it for a good price. You know, I accepted that. Of course, it didn't come with any key fobs, so I got these key fobs on Amazon for 20 bucks for 2 of them. And these are real simple. You just go into the menu and go to program remote and hit the check mark, and then you hold down both buttons, the unlock and lock, for like 15 seconds till it beeps, and you do that for each remote, and boom, there you go. In fact, I stopped and got one out of the junkyard. I programmed that up first, and then since I didn't have 2, I just went ahead and ordered a set of 2. So the one from the junkyard, the side, the case is split and stuff, but it'll be an emergency backup one. It might come in handy if I lock my keys in the car or something. So then yesterday I wanted to figure out what was going on with the air conditioning, so I vacuumed that sucker down with my little home vacuum pump that I made. I'll put a link to it up there. Vacuumed it down, let it vac for like an hour. Then I went ahead and closed it off. It held a vacuum for another hour, so I put refrigerant in it. It's still working just fine today. I went ahead and put some dye in it. These should have dye in them from the factory, probably. It's new enough, but went ahead and gave it a shot of dye, and that way I know if it leaks or there's a slow leak, I'll be able to find it. Those real slow leaks like that, if it's got one, are really hard to find with the Freon sniffer. So I just got done putting a thermostat on it, and I'm going to go ahead and I just got done taking it for a test drive, put a thermostat on it, and I changed as much of the coolant as you can. You can't get everything out of the block, but I drained the radiator and drained everything else that I could drain, put fresh Dex Cool in it. It looks like, as hard as those bolts were to come out, it's a little corrosion on that top one because it's not a captured bolt. I don't think that had ever been changed before, and it's got 125,000 on it, so definitely that time. Every one of these 3400s that I've done heads on, and I know that the heads go for other reasons, but every single one of them I've done, the thermostat has a split down the side of it, and it shot all the wax out the side and stuck shut. And you can usually, right there in the thermostat housing, see the wax. So my theory is that a lot of times on these 3400s, the thermostats never get changed, especially on the older ones, because you got to pull the whole throttle body and stuff off to get to them. And those things stick shut, and then it overheats, and that's what cracks the heads and blows the head gaskets. But I've heard enough people say no, that they've seen them where the head gaskets and stuff just go. So it's cheap insurance to throw a thermostat in it. But I want to show you a little something that I do on my cars when I change parts that are still good, but I still have those old parts. So one of the things that I like to do is just keep my old parts. So over here I've got my belt, my old belt that's not broken, but it's pretty weathered and it's starting to crack a little, so it was time to replace it. But I keep the old one there. I have the old tensioner pulley over there as well. That way, if I end up broke down on the side of the road in the middle of the night, I have a hope of being able to replace the belt. And since the tensioner pulley and the idler pulley on this are the same exact pulley, it covers 2 possible parts. And just like this thermostat, I'll keep that thermostat. Now the rubber gasket on them should be reusable. The one that was on this was in pretty bad shape. So I just picked up another one. I'll stick it under there for $2.50. I got, if I have a thermostat stick shut and I start overheating, I've got that. I keep coolant. This one's about gone, and then I've got to mix this up because this is not pre-mixed. It's only $1 more to get the concentrate, and you can get a thing of distilled water for like less than $1. So that's what I do just to save money. But yeah, this is just kind of my latest tool loadout. So I hopelessly lost my 15mm yesterday, or this weekend working on this thing. So I did buy a new 15mm. It's in the grass over there somewhere. I don't know where exactly. Oh, and I went ahead and got me a little magnet pickup tool too. I have a bigger one, but I don't have one of these smaller ones. And sometimes the smaller ones make it easier to get where you need to get to. So I'll just stick that somewhere in here. Okay. So, and then I've got this, my 15mm. I'm gonna replace that. 15mm is pretty important to have on GM. And I also keep some of these long road flares. I think these are the 30-minute road flares. And I keep some 15-minute road flares as well. I keep an orange safety vest just in case I break down. I don't want to get run over. I also use this sometimes if I have to help somebody else out that broke down. I also keep a couple of these little Harbor Freight blinky lights, just because those are handy. I've actually run into a situation where we came across a car that was just dead in the middle of the road on a backcountry road. We were on our way to Kings Island, and right as you come over a hill around a curve, sitting dead in the other lane from us. And I was like, somebody is going to hit that sucker. So I did not have one of these lights. I had one of the blue Harbor Freight ones, so I stuck that on the back. And I didn't have any 30-minute road flares, but I stuck out a couple 15-minute road flares and went ahead and called the highway patrol and let them know. And the car was towed when we got back, so I think everybody was safe. But you know, something like that could save a life. You wouldn't even know you saved a life. But if you hadn't done it, somebody could have died. But that's kind of, this is just kind of my drawer with screwdrivers, picks, stuff like that. You can get these at Dollar Tree, these little penetrating lubricants. They fit in here good. I just keep basic little Craftsman ratchet. And I keep this. This is real handy, especially on these 3/4s in particular, for getting down to the serpentine belt tensioner. Stick a little bar on that, and it'll fit down in there. That you can get these on AutoZone's website. They don't sell them in the stores, but at least not around here. A 1/4-inch drive. And I got little inspection mirrors and stuff like that over here. This is an old iPhone case. And what got here? Some epoxy, some brake lubricant. And I'm not going to change brakes on the side of the road, but this kind of loadout doubles as I need to go help somebody fix their car, right? And I'm not at my garage, so it's kind of a mobile mechanic loadout. But that's just some pliers, different stuff. These are the Harbor Freight, or is the Quins or something, I think. They work fine. But that's what's going on in that drawer. I'll move this computer out of the way. I keep some of these Gorilla wipe things, or whatever they are. Big wipes is what they're called. I got these on Amazon. I got like 4 or 5 packs of them. But these are super handy if you're really dirty and grimy. And if they do kind of dry out on you, you just put a little water in there and mix it around. They'll come right back. Battery terminal cleaner. This is just handy to use as a brush sometimes. Like trying to get like GM38s, those little plastic elbows that go in the side of the intake in between the, I guess that's the belt tensioner assembly right there that carry coolant. You gotta clean those out to replace them. The tip of one of these is perfect. So I always pick up a few of those when I'm at Harbor Freight. I just got some basic wrenches. I've thinned out my wrenches since I last did a little tour of this box. Just like, you know, there's no reason to carry a 19 and a 3/4. You know, they do the same job. So it just got a lot of extra weight out of my box. Because this box even still is about 100 pounds. Got a crescent wrench. I just got, I don't know, some Loctite and just little hose clamps and stuff like that. More little hose clamps over here. Some tire tools and pry bar. But oh, the other thing I do keep in here now too is these S wrenches. 13 and 10 are important sizes for a few specific applications I know of. One is the thermostat housing on this guy. And then just electrical diagnosis tools. So I got some spare wire, jumpers, tape. I got a little set of drill bits. I do keep this little tiny Black & Decker drill right here. They don't make this one anymore, but if you can find it on eBay or something, it's a good little just general drill. I mean, you're not going to do a lot with it, but it's handy to have for emergencies, and I like it because it charges with a micro USB, so you can just plug it into a cigarette lighter USB thing, charge it up. You don't have to have a special charger or anything. But I got some wire, drill bits. I got a little multimeter. I want to get one of those little like credit card size pocket multimeters eventually. I just keep some extra metric nuts and bolts and washers and stuff down here. Assorted sizes. It's a hammer. It's a framing hammer, but you can use it in automotive. And guess what? Sometimes I need to hammer a nail when I'm out somewhere too. So I got my little extension bar for extra leverage, some nylon zip ties. These are just different little jumpers and stuff, and my tests, all my test leads from a meter right there. And then in this little guy, some basic diagnostic stuff. I just got this little test light. It's not much of a test light, but it's a test light. It's an incandescent test light. You know, they call it a fuse tester. I call it a test light. But I got an assortment of different little butt connectors. These are not ideal, but I'll use these if I seal them up with some electric tape, which I actually keep some of that right up here. And then I've got some O-rings and stuff like that, and then different light bulbs that are common ones. Entire thing. I have some hot glue sticks in here. I used to keep a hot glue gun in here. I don't anymore. I just don't ever use it. It was taking up space. Little fuse puller tool. Let me close the door here so the light comes back on. I guess I have to open the door. There we go. Okay. So I got some cotter pins down in here. Some more O-rings. Just little tiny things I might need. I just try to keep a few of everything. It's nice if you know you got a bulb out just to be able to stop and replace it. Not have to worry about getting pulled over. Because, you know, they pull you over, then they want to search it. And if you say no, they bring out the fake drug hitting, sniffing dog. And, you know, and they say they got the cause. Come search through your stuff, and they won't put your tools back as neat as you have them. And they don't give a crap about your stuff. They're just like little young thugs. Want to destroy your crap and go home and do whatever. Got a couple more big hose clamps up there in case they don't get the picture. When I tell it to them, when they open my toolbox, they'll see it again. Here's my wife and Wesley a couple years ago on the Woodstock Express at Kings Island. I keep one of these little Harbor Freight lights in here as well. That's handy. But yeah, then I just have a trolley jack. I've been needing to, I actually just need to exchange out this hammer. I don't normally keep it in there, but it cracked. I need to get over to Harbor Freight and trade it out. I keep one wheel chock. It's enough to stop wheels from rolling. I got a big BFH right here. It's like a little 5-pound sledge. I got some jumper cables, and I've got jack stands tucked down under there. And I got a hubcap tool right here, which also doubles as a rubber mallet for the car. But yeah, it's kind of, I keep some duct tape here, and then I got this little Actron scan tool, which does a pretty good job. It really is just doing OEM stuff through 2009. It's not updatable, but it will do anything global OBD2, like as far as pulling codes and read global OBD2 data. And it'll pull codes out of most modules too. So if you got codes in other modules, it'll at least show you the code. You won't do any live data or anything. But it's a good emergency scan tool still. So I just have a few standard sockets up here. That's only standard stuff I have, except first I have a few standard wrenches. So I've kind of thinned out how much standard stuff I have. Well, see if I can get them all. I'm parked on a hill right now, so I'm gonna kind of push them in to close. But actually, this is my big thing of metric bolts right here in this organizer, which I need to go ahead and pull that out of here probably. But normally I do keep this locked. And then I also have a cable. I don't have my gun case in here yet, but I'll have a cable that goes through the steel hook on the side here. That I'll run that cable through this padlock and over to my gun safe, so that I can lock stuff up. I don't always carry a gun because I work 5 minutes away and I just can't carry at work. But when I do, it's nice to be able to lock it up, and it comes in handy to lock other stuff up. Like if you just run into a situation where you can't take like something in somewhere, you can lock it up. So it's nice to have a little safe. I guess you could almost use the toolbox as a safe at that point, couldn't you? Alright, so that's what I'm doing. I got some these came today. I got some roof rack rails. We're gonna need those when we head down to North Carolina to throw some extra stuff on top. So I found those used on eBay for like 50 bucks. But yep, I'm getting it all set up. This is my new mobile garage. I even have a hard hat just in case. I work in a steel processing warehouse, so I keep one in the car so that if I drive somewhere, I don't forget it. But yep. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.